2 question is, describe a famous person you would like to meet. You should say who he or she is, how you knew him or her, how and where you would like to meet him or her, and explain why you would like to meet him or her.
Okay, here's the Band 8 response. Test taker, Band 8. I'd like to talk about a famous person I would love to meet, and that's Elon Musk. He's a well-known entrepreneur and the CEO of companies like Tesla and SpaceX. I first heard about him a few years ago when I read an article about electric cars and space travel. Since then, I've watched a lot of his interviews on YouTube, and I really admire his ideas and the way he talks about the future. If I could meet him, I would like to visit him at the Tesla factory in California because I think it would be amazing to see where new technology is created. I'd love to ask him how he comes up with his inventions and how he deals with failure because, well, he's faced many challenges but never gives up. The main reason I want to meet Elon Musk is because he's always trying to solve big problems like climate change and going to Mars. Meeting him would be inspiring, and I think I could learn a lot from his experience and positive attitude. It would be a dream come true for me.
All right, a solid response covers all the points. Now, straight into part 3. My first question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being a famous child?
And the Band 8 answer. Test taker, Band 8. I think being a famous child has both good and bad sides. One advantage is that you get a lot of attention and maybe even special opportunities, like meeting interesting people or traveling. For example, child actors often get to work in movies and earn money early. But there are disadvantages too, like losing privacy and feeling pressure from the public. Sometimes famous kids can't enjoy a normal childhood because, everyone is watching them.
Okay. Next question. What can today's children do to become famous?
Band 8 response. Test taker. Band 8. Nowadays, children can become famous in many ways, especially through social media. For example, some kids post videos on YouTube or TikTok and get lots of followers. Others might become famous by doing well in sports, music, or acting. I think if children have a special talent or unique personality, they can get noticed easily online these days.
And the third one, what can children do with their fame?
Here's the Band 8 take. Test taker, Band 8. Children who are famous can use their fame in positive ways. For example, they can support charities or speak about issues they care about. Some young celebrities use their popularity to help others, like raising money for sick children. Of course, they can also use their fame to get more opportunities in their career, but it's important they have good advice from adults.
Right, makes sense. And the final part 3 question for this round. Do people become famous because of their talent?
And the Band 8 answer. Test taker, Band 8. Yes, I think most people become famous because of their talent. For example, singers, athletes, or actors are usually very skilled at what they do. But sometimes people get famous for other reasons, like being on reality TV or social media. Still, real talent is what helps people stay famous for a long time because people respect their skills.
Okay, so we've heard the Band 8 level. Now let's switch gears. We'll hear a simulated Band 9 test taker answering those exact same questions. Starting again with part 2. Describe a famous person you would like to meet. All the same prompts as before.
All right, let's listen to the Band 9 version. Test taker, Band 9. I'd love to talk about Taylor Swift, a world-renowned singer-songwriter and someone I'd truly like to meet. I first discovered her music back in high school when a friend played her song Love Story, and since then I've followed her career closely. Taylor's not only famous for her catchy songs and poetic lyrics, but also for, reinventing herself with every album and speaking openly about personal and social issues. If I had the chance, I'd love to meet her backstage at one of her concerts, perhaps in New York, because I think it would be fascinating to see her creative process up close. I'd want to ask her how she finds inspiration for her music and, importantly, how she handles criticism in the public eye. The main reason I want to meet Taylor Swift is because she's managed to stay relevant for so many years and uses her fame to support important causes like education and disaster relief. Meeting her would be incredibly inspiring, and I think I'd learn a lot about resilience and creativity from our conversation. It would definitely be an unforgettable experience.
Okay, wow. You can immediately hear a difference there, can't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The vocabulary, the flow just feels more sophisticated.
Right. Let's see how that translates to part 3. Same questions again. First, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a famous child?
And the Band 9 response. Test taker, Band 9. Being a famous child comes with both remarkable opportunities and significant challenges. On the one hand, fame can open doors to unique experiences, financial security, and early career growth. For instance, child stars often travel the world and develop confidence at a young age. However, the downsides include intense public scrutiny, loss of privacy, and pressure to meet high expectations. Many famous children struggle with maintaining a sense of normalcy and may find it difficult to form genuine friendships.
Okay. Second question. What can today's children do to become famous?
Band 9 answer. Test taker, Band 9. Today's children have unprecedented access to platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, where they can showcase their talents to a global audience. For example, a young dancer or gamer can gain millions of followers by sharing creative content online. Additionally, excelling in traditional fields like sports, music, or academics can also lead to fame. Ultimately, authenticity and consistency are key factors in building a lasting reputation in the digital age.
Interesting points. Third question. What can children do with their fame?
Here's the Band 9 perspective. Test taker, Band 9. Children who achieve fame have the opportunity to make a positive impact beyond personal success. They can use their platform to raise awareness about social issues, support charitable causes, or inspire other young people.
Hmm.
For instance, some young celebrities advocate for mental health or environmental protection. However, it's crucial that they receive guidance to handle their responsibilities wisely, as fame can be overwhelming without proper support.
Very true. And the last one. Do people become famous because of their talent?
Final Band 9 answer. Test taker, Band 9. Generally, talent plays a significant role in achieving fame, especially in fields like music, sports, or the arts. For example, Taylor Swift's songwriting and performance skills are central to her global success. However, in today's media-driven world, factors like timing, networking, and even luck can also contribute to fame. While some individuals gain attention through viral moments, lasting fame usually depends on genuine ability and hard work.
Okay. Wow. Listening to them back to back like that really makes differences pop, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And a big part of that difference is the vocabulary. The Band 9 answers just use, well, richer language, not just fancy words for the sake of it, but words that are more precise, more nuanced.
Yeah, let's break some of that down. Looking back at the Band 8 Elon Musk response first, he was called an entrepreneur. What exactly does that mean?
Right. An entrepreneur, it's basically someone who starts a business, takes financial risks, hoping for profit, like in the sentence. He's a well-known entrepreneur and the CEO of companies like Tesla and SpaceX.
Okay. And the speaker said they admire him. Simple word, but what's the core meaning there?
To admire someone is to respect them, look up to them, think highly of them. The sentence was, I really admire his ideas and the way he talks about the future. Pretty straightforward.
Got it. And inventions.
Inventions are new things. Devices, methods created from an original idea. Like the speaker said, I'd love to ask him how he comes up with his inventions.
And they mentioned he faced challenges.
Yeah, challenges just means difficult situations, obstacles you have to overcome. The line was, he's faced many challenges, but never gives up.
And meeting him would be inspiring.
Right. Inspiring means something makes you feel hopeful, encouraged, maybe even creative, as in meeting him would be inspiring.
Okay, let's shift to the Band 8 Part 3 words. They talked about special opportunities for famous kids.
Opportunities are just chances, favorable times, or circumstances to do something good or beneficial. Like you get a lot of attention and maybe even special opportunities.
And the downside, losing privacy.
Privacy. It's being free from public attention, being left alone. The phrase was, losing privacy and feeling pressure from the public.
Makes sense. And kids can get noticed online.
Yeah, to get noticed is simply to attract attention.
Yeah.
They can get noticed easily online these days.
They also mentioned supporting charities.
Charities are organizations set up to help people in need, often by raising money. As in, they can support charities or speak about issues.
And finally, that idea of respecting their skills.
To respect someone's skills, it means valuing their abilities, thinking their talents are good. The speaker put it, real talent is what helps people stay famous because people respect their skills. Good vocabulary, but perhaps a bit more basic than what we heard next.
Exactly. Now let's contrast that with the Band 9 vocabulary about Taylor Swift. She was called world-renowned, big difference from just well-known.
Huge difference. World-renowned means famous and respected literally all over the world. Much stronger. The sentence was, Taylor Swift, a world-renowned singer-songwriter.
And her lyrics were described as poetic.
Yeah, poetic lyrics implies they're not just words, but expressive, artistic, maybe using imagery or metaphors. Much more descriptive than just catchy songs, remember. Famous for her catchy songs and poetic lyrics. It acknowledges both.
Nice distinction. And the phrase reinventing herself.
Reinventing oneself. That means significantly changing your image or style. It suggests adaptation and evolution, as in for reinventing herself with every album.
Right, and handling criticism in the public eye.
That phrase, criticism in the public eye, is more specific than just dealing with failure. It points to the public nature of the judgment from media and people. The sentence, how she handles criticism in the public eye.
And learning about resilience.
Resilience is a great word. It means the ability to bounce back from difficulties, toughness, a more sophisticated concept than just not giving up. The sentence, I'd learn a lot about resilience and creativity.
Okay, now for the Band 9 Part 3 words. Instead of just pressure, we heard intense public scrutiny.
Yeah, intense public scrutiny really paints a picture of close, critical, maybe even harsh observation from the public. Much stronger than just pressure. Example. Downsides include intense public scrutiny.
And difficulty forming genuine friendships.
Genuine friendships emphasizes real, sincere relationships, as opposed to superficial ones that might come with fame, as in may find it difficult to form genuine friendships. They get more precise.
Then there was unprecedented access to platforms.
Unprecedented access. Unprecedented means never done or known before. So it highlights the unique scale of opportunity platforms like YouTube offer now. Like, children have unprecedented access to platforms like YouTube.
And the importance of authenticity and consistency.
Right. Authenticity means being real, true to yourself, and consistency is about being reliable, keeping it up over time. Key concepts in the digital age. Authenticity and consistency are key.
Using fame to raise awareness.
To raise awareness is more specific than just speaking about issues. It means actively making people more conscious of something important. For instance, they can use their platform to raise awareness.
And living in a media-driven world.
Media-driven world, that phrase captures how much society is influenced by media today. It adds context, as in today's media-driven world.
And finally, lasting fame.
Lasting fame clearly means fame that endures over a long time, contrasting with maybe fleeting, viral fame, as used. Lasting fame usually depends on genuine ability and hard work. So you see, it's that consistent use of more precise, nuanced, and sometimes more complex vocabulary that really elevates the Band 9 response. It allows for deeper, more sophisticated ideas to be expressed clearly.
Absolutely. So wrapping up this deep dive, I think the main takeaway is pretty clear. Both levels show good English, but that Band 9 really steps it up with vocabulary richness and precision.
Right. It leads to more depth in the ideas expressed and just a more impactful, fluent overall communication style.
And understanding these differences, even the subtle ones, can give you really valuable insights, whether you're aiming for a high score yourself or just want to communicate more effectively in general.
Definitely. It's about seeing how language choices shapes the message.
So here's something to maybe mull over after listening. Think about a subject you're passionate about. How could you talk about it using language that's maybe a step up? What specific words, perhaps some we discussed today, could add more depth or precision to how you express your ideas?
Good challenge. It's all about pushing yourself to be more articulate.
Exactly. Well, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.